Hello, my loves. Today I'm going to put together these mini books. So I printed off a sheet of covers and I printed off one of the inners. I will pop off camera in a minute and we'll just cut them out. I think I'm going to do the Santas. I did make some clusters which I'll be listing soon. And because I was thinking, oh, if I make this one, then I've got all these left. And I could print more and make 4, but I think I just want 1 for the moment. So I'm going to reuse these. So bear with me while I work out how I do that. But as I said, I'm just going to hop off, cut these out. Then we'll come back and glue. I had a huge amount of fun making these. And so I'm really kind of keen to see what they look like in real life. Yeah, these pages were just so much fun. I've tried to leave a little bit of empty space so that you can go through and put a little bit of writing if you want. Yeah, alrighty. I will see you back soon. Okay, so I'm back. I've got all my pieces cut out. There's my cover and my 3 inner pieces. While I was off camera, I turned one of the extra covers just into a little hidden paper clip. So it just goes on like that. I'll show you how to make these. It's fairly simple at the end of the video, but right now we'll focus on our little book. So this is just regular copy paper because I needed the regular. It would have been too stiff if I'd used my 200 GSM for the internal pages, and even probably a little bit too stiff for some of this as well. But that said, 2 sort of copies of this over each other probably aren't going to be quite firm enough. So what I'm going to do is reinforce this with an extra layer of copy paper. So I'm just going to grab my glue and just kind of glue an extra piece in. So I'm just going to glue that onto there. Push it all down, line it all up. And then I'm just going to cut around it again, and that just gives me a little bit of reinforcing. Just adds that tiny little bit of extra thickness to my cover without kind of bulking up where the spine is. Okay, so that's that side done, and I'll do the other side. I'm just putting that fold in first, just so I can kind of see exactly where I need to go with my glue. Okay. So second piece, get that edge all lined up. Make sure that's adhered. Okay. Just going to come through and cut this excess off, back down to my little cover here. Okay, so that's that done. So you can kind of see that just adds a little bit of, gives me a little bit more substantial thickness to the outside cover. Done both sides. Okay, I'm just going to fold this all up so I've got it ready. Get my spine kind of sorted out. Okay, that's my cover all done. Let's make sure it all fits the way it should. looks like I've taken that just a little bit too close, so I'm just going to refold it to give that extra space. Okay, that's my cover done. I'm just going to work on my inside pieces. So I've got two. Once I've got it cut out, cut that very cleanly, did I? Let's have another go. All right. So I've got two with end tabs and one without. And so I'm eventually just going to kind of concertina it all up like that. So what I'm going to do is just start folding just to get this all kind of concertinaed up. So that page is going to glue onto that page, and that one's going to glue onto that one. So we want this way round. Coming back this way. What I'm going to do too is just fold it so I can see where I'm folding, and then kind of fold it back on itself. So I'm going through and putting all these folds in, but they're not necessarily going to be that way around. Okay, so a page there. You can see I'm just folding that back the other way there. A page there. That's my little tab that's going to go here in my pages. Okay, that's that strip done. And I'm just going to do the same to this one. Going through, lining it up. Getting that demarcation of all the pages sorted out. And once this is all kind of folded and ready, we'll do a lot of gluing. Glue all these pages together. Okay. Okay, so that's that strip. So this one's going to go back to back with there. I'm going to come through like so. You can kind of see my little books coming together now. All the little pages. Okay. And last one. Same thing. Might need to adjust some of these. Actually a little bit tricky to sort of see where the pages end because of the design. So let's start the other end actually and work my way back. This one is going to be there. Okay, so now I'm all folded. You kind of get a bit of a better idea of how we're going to come together. So that one there, that one there. Glue these two. So that's my first step. That'll give me my big concertina. And that one and that one. Make sure they're all lined up. one and this one. Have another go. All right. That gives me my long strip. So now I'm just going to go through, flip it over, and start kind of gluing my pages together. Just trying to make sure everything lines up as I go. Okay. Nearly there. Couple more. Give everything a good squash along the way just to make sure that it's all adhered where it needs to. You can kind of see it's coming together now. My little pages are all starting to look a bit bookish, which is kind of cool. All right. Last few, hey? And that's my last one. Okay, so that's all the pages done. You can see how they're all opening up now. Make sure I get it around the upside, not upside down. Don't want to stick the cover on upside down. All my pages with these two little extra tabs here. So making sure I've got my cover the right way up. This is going to go in there. So I want to put a half decent amount of glue in on the spine, and I'm just putting a bit of glue on the backs of those pages too, and just lining that up with the middle so I can get, there we go. Give it a push in. Then last but not least, I've got my outer flaps to come in. And I can feel it, like you can't see it from there, but I can feel it from here, how much difference it makes just having that little bit of extra solidness in that spine. So, sorry, not the spine, this flap here. Okay. So I'll fold that in. Just try to make sure I keep that spine a little bit square. And fold this one in. And once this is done, I'm going to go to town inking this. And there's my little book. So with all the little pages. So I need to just press that down a little bit more. That kind of wanted to lift up. Just give it a good squish. I think I would have had a better demarcation for the spine if I'd used cardboard for the outside. So that's maybe something to do differently next time. But I think it's turned out okay. I will do some inking and then work out which journal I'm going to add this little guy to. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been helpful. Okay, I did realise I hadn't actually walked through. We talked about turning these into the hidden paper clips. So let's do that. First thing I'm going to do is just grab a ruler. We do need a little bit of this white on the end of these. So I'm just going to, so I know where to cut, extend this out to the edge of the page. Okay, so just going to cut around here. So these are fairly straightforward. Just get this cut out and then I'll show you the next steps. So get all that out of the way. First step is to fold this along the edge, and then we're going to, I didn't do that very straight, did I? Let's have another go. Okay, that's much better. And I'm going to fold it back. And then our paper clip goes on here with the small piece this side. And then we are folding back this way. Folding back again. So just kind of wrapping it round at this point, really. So that's where the spine is. So show you how it works. That comes there, that comes over there, and then we're gluing that down there. So I have got a little bit extra white paper I can snip off, which is this piece here. So I'm just going to cut that down. Okay. And so we're going to go like that. And that'll give us one we can put on this side. So now it's just a matter of gluing. You don't actually need to take this paper clip off. You can kind of glue around it. Start off with the big side first. So actually we'll just step back again, just to talk you through it again. So we've got our strip like that. We're going over this end. The white comes down, short side on there, long side on there, and then we just, as I said, wrapped it up. So make sure I get this paper clip straight, because once I've glued it, I can't change it. And I'm just going around with the glue. Now going that way. And gluing this tab down. Glue that there. And then we're going to glue that on there. And this just is a way of using up, if you've got any of those extra covers that you're not using, they don't go to waste. You can turn them into a paperclip. So what I could do is actually use another paperclip or two. Let me see if I can find some more paperclips. What do I do with them? Anyway, while they're drying, oh, here we go. While it's drying, because of the metal inside, it's got a bit of thickness to it. So you actually want to let it dry. And I just put extra paper clips on either side, on the outside, just to keep it all together. They do tend to pop open, so if you can keep them all together, you've got a better chance of all the surfaces all sticking. So I'm just going to leave that one like that to dry, and then I've got another little paper clip to ink. So these are my today's creations. I've inked up my little book, which turned out really cute. I've got one paper clip to go on this way, got another one to go on that way. These you can play around, have a play around with how to fold them, because you can get them going either way. So this one I've got that way, and that one I've got that way. It's not dry yet, and it's all clipped together, so it's not quite going to work as yet, but I think you get the idea. And that's it. So thank you for watching along with me.